morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good morning. I know it's 8 a.m., but I'm going to hit you with a hard question right at the beginning. Which one do y'all think is better? In-N-Out or Whataburger? I know we live in Texas. I know what the right answer is for most of you guys, but think about just right past the food. Let's think about the employee base. In-N-Out, think about their service. It's a lot better, but why is that? When they hire throughout the hiring process, they look at the associates as the individual, what they bring to the company. When you sit through Whataburger, when you sit there for 10, 12 minutes for a burger, what do you think? Because when they hire, they look at you just as a number. They're trying to fill the number of the ethnicity group and the age group. And that is the wrong way to do it. That can bring about lawsuits because there's discrimination and everything like that. So today, we will be going over what ethnicity is and culture is brought to the group for work and what we can do to help with it. I'll move it on to Faiza next to talk about.
Thank you, Cameron. So let's think about diversity from the start. So we're not just talking about racial, nationality, age, gender, etc. We're talking about how everyone comes from a different background and has experienced different things, and that makes them who they are today. Look at this classroom, for example. Everyone comes from a different background, and we've all experienced different things in our life that shaped us into who we are today, and it will continue shaping us. And therefore, we all think differently, and we all do things differently. So we all have different cognitive abilities, and we all have different personalities. That being said, in any company, that's what all you're going to get. You're going to get many diverse people that come from different backgrounds that have experienced different things. And that's what shapes a company, and it increases diversity in a company. And everyone brings a different point of view to the table. So just take a second to consider exactly what diversity means to you personally. There are two definitions of diversity that we want to discuss. There's inherent diversity and acquired diversity. So inherent diversity means the attributes that we're born with, like language, personality, etc. These are typically things you can't exactly change. They're usually permanent. But the one that we really want to focus on is acquired diversity, which is ways of thinking acquired by experience. So as I said earlier, we've all experienced different things, and because of it, we think differently than like everyone else in this room, for example, in any company if you have a job or anything else. And these experiences is what increases diversity in a company. And like if you're at a meeting and like if you're in a company meeting and then you're expressing your ideas to everyone, that's what increases diversity. But since everyone thinks differently, there is one conflict. Like-minded people tend to associate better with like other like-minded people. So for example, psychologists tend to associate better with other psychologists, and engineers tend to communicate better with other engineers. This is typically a problem for any workplace or any company, even school, for example. But in solutions to like prevent this and kind of uplift above that is that, let's say you're the CEO of your own company. When you hire employees, you can plan to create a customized diversity vision for your company. So the first thing you can do when you hire your employees and then they go through their training process, you can ask them exactly how you want, how you can make the workplace environment like a happier and healthier place so that they can be comfortable. And if they're comfortable, you're a successful CEO and a happy one. In addition, you can construct a more inclusive culture by implementing a zero tolerance policy against any harassment, because you definitely don't want that in your company whatsoever. And lastly, you can host monthly team meetings to discuss diversity topics openly. This kind of ties in back to the customized diversity vision to ensure comfortability within your employees, which will make you a great CEO. Now pass it on to Elsa.
Alright, so today we'll also talk about how to stop and listen to your employees. A lot of times, supervisors, managers don't really listen to us. So by creating different ways to talk to them, like having open door policies, like, it'll be more private, confidential conversations, or maybe even like meetings, town hall-like meetings where you can express your concerns. And also just by casually talking to them in the break room, as you can see in the picture, just kind of creating those relationships to make your employees feel more comfortable to come to you, so you can also learn what your employees need so you can create that culture and environment you want in your company. And And also development opportunities. Diversity is not just about culture and ethnicities, it's also about the opportunities and skills your team can bring to your company. So if you are able to provide more like mentoring and coaching, networking opportunities, conferences where they can develop their skills, and most importantly, their leadership skills, so they can also help provide that and share that with the team. And you can also encourage them to do small presentations where they are able to share their skills that they have learned. And this can create a more diverse team with diverse skills, which is what you're looking for, and create the culture that you want in your company. Now I'll pass it off to Jeff.
So diversity starts with recruitment. If you're trying to bring in people from all walks of life, then you want to look in more than one place. So like if you were only shopping at Starbucks, you would drink way too much coffee. That might be all right in the morning, but you'd regret it by the afternoon. So what you want to do is pay attention to how you're bringing people in. If you're only looking in one spot, you're only going to find one type of person. What you want to do is use something like the two in the pool method. With two in the pool, you're bringing in more than any one type of person. So that way nobody seems like they're out of the norm just because they're a woman or a minority. If you don't have as much control over who you're bringing in for applications, another thing you can do is use blind hiring. That essentially means that you're going to eliminate any identifying information off the applications or resumes, and you're only going to look at qualifications and experience. That way you know you're hiring based off of merit. All right, next, I'm going to hand it off to Arturo.
So that's all good and all, but how do we actually get these people to come into our company? So we can start by looking in places we haven't before, like Jeff said. For example, we can go into college campuses, university campuses, community college campuses, as well as technical schools to look for people there that we haven't seen before, as well as pairing up with organizations such as the National Black MBA Association, UNIDOS US, and Hire Heroes USA to get a wider pool of people and applicants and fully increase our diversity. Once we have them here, or once we get the applications, we can perform personality assessments to truly gauge their background, where they come from, to see if they really fit with the culture of our company. And lastly, to keep the people here and to create more diversity, we can emphasize our own company culture diversity and embrace our employees as diverse. So moving forward, just as a slight summary, things we can do is think about what all of your employees can bring to the table. We all come from very different backgrounds, have a lot to say on our minds, and it's great to bring it all together to focus on our strengths and help each other with our weaknesses. Another important facet is to create a culture of diversity that celebrates it as well. And throughout the company tiers and levels, it's important to stay open to everyone, create equal opportunities to allow those from different backgrounds and cultures to perform at their best level. And lastly, it's best to keep an open mind about everything. Every applicant that comes in, every employee in your company, keep an open mind, see what they can bring to the table, and see how best you can fit their attributes and use their skills to your advantage. And I'm going to leave it off for Ken.
So today we went over what cultural and diversity is in the work environment, and how it has nothing to do really with your skin tone or where you're from, but what you bring to the work environment and what you enjoy. And we went over how companies can counteract that and find solutions to this when it comes to a hiring basis and to work involvement. But I'm going to leave you all with what you can do individually in the work environment to help fix cultural and diversity in the work environment to make everyone more comfortable. I want y'all within the next few weeks to find somebody that you may not know very well, take them out to lunch or something, and get to know them. Because once everyone's comfortable, you'll learn each other's culture and what they bring to the work environment, and everyone's going to be a lot happier in the workplace. Thank you, anybody, and if there's any questions, just let me know.